This morning, Foster Wheeler, FWLT, a longtime Cramer fave infrastructure play, and a stock I own from my charitable trust, ActionAlertsPlus.com, given us nearly a double since I recommended it on April 16th of 2007. It reported a great quarter. Earnings per share came in at 85 cents, 12 cents above the street's consensus estimate, what Wall Street was looking for, what we're looking for. Revenues came in, sales, at $1.8 billion compared to $1.48 billion the street was expecting. Stock soared. It was up huge before the market opened. There was a lot to like. Foster Wheeler booked $1.2 billion in orders, $8.9 billion backlog. Backlog almost as big as the company's $9.6 billion market cap. If you back out the billion they have in cash, then it is bigger. Then came the conference call. Well, you know what happened in the conference call? Candidly, I thought the company shot itself in the foot. They spend far too much time talking about the one bad thing from the quarter. Weak trends in its North American power business. Something that's really only a small part of the whole company. Frankly, I will tell you, and I don't like to say this at the top of any show, I was confused myself, which worries me because I know the company pretty well. This one item, solid fuels in America, boilers to be specific, was almost all that was talked about in this very long conference call. It's all that people cared about. All the positives, orders, cash generation, cash on the balance sheet, new projects, petroleum, engineering, construction. Bigger part of the business. We're totally obscured. Frankly, I thought it was management that did the obscuring, albeit helped by a Lehman Brothers analyst who relentlessly drilled down on this softness. Stock, which had been up as much as 3 points before the call, promptly gave back all of its gains and then some, and closed down. Down badly. The reversal was stunning. We got to clear this up. I know it concerned me. After the call and the relentless drilling, I said, "Look, I got to sell 1,000 shares myself for my charitable trust," bringing my position down to 2,500 shares. I was thinking, oh no, have we lost something here? Is something in the North American power business a red flag after a great run? I was spooked, literally, by management. They were much less bullish than I was going in. Remember what happened with Diana Shipp when I was bullish and they told me not to be bullish? I got out, okay? I took something off the table. I told you to. Now, we don't want to be greedy. But also, there's a big problem here. We don't want to miss out on one of the greatest long-term trends ever, infrastructure. I'm confused. What do you do when you're confused? You get lucky. You speak to the CEO. You talk to Ray Milkovich, the CEO of Foster Wheeler. Man's been money for us. We try to find out if the future's still bright, or if there's some worries on the horizon that make us want to sidestep or take some more profits until Foster Wheeler maybe goes lower, gives us a better entry point. Mr. Milkovich, welcome back to Mad Money.
Thank you, Jim. Good to be here.
Sir, you had a dynamite beginning to what I think is going to be a dynamite year. Everything was fabulous. But you, on your call, brought up this one bit of softness in North America. Do you wish if you had done the call over that you could have talked more about all the great things that were happening?
Well, no, Jim. I mean, if I had the call to do over again, consistent with what we've done before, we try to give, complete and thorough disclosure to the people in the public. We think that's our obligation, and that's served us well over time. I was as frustrated as you that every question we got during the Q&A period of the call focused just on the one piece that was a mild change in the market that, quite frankly, is less than 10% of the earning power of the company.
Right. Yeah, I did the math. I said, okay, now wait a second. He's talking about 1/3 of the global power business. 1/3 of the global business is 28%. The last time I looked, we're talking about 9%.
9% of the earning power of the company. That's right.
I was freaked out and I figured maybe the analyst knows something I don't know. I like to think I know the company not as well as you do, sir. Let's talk about what's working first, okay? Why don't you give us a picture about why 2008 looks so great to you?
Well, I mean, first of all, Jim, as you know, the company is led by the strength of the E&C business, which is basically 70% of the earning power of the company.
Engineering and construction.
Engineering and construction. Right. Engineering and construction business. Those markets, specifically the LNG market, the refining market, the chemicals market, and the petrochemicals market, have been and continue to be extremely robust. The opportunity in the marketplace exceeds that which we and our competitors can serve. We had a very strong quarter in that business. We built backlog in that business, and we're actually in contention right now for for some major projects, which we expect to be awarded over the next 4 quarters. Even with that, we had a very strong bookings quarter, even though we had no major large projects booked in the quarter in that business. And then we get to the power business. The power business has an all-time record earnings quarter. They had strong bookings. They forecasted a very strong year and strong bookings for the year. However, we simply mentioned that one segment of the market showed some project delays. And that was specifically what we said, to give complete and thorough disclosure to the consuming public. I mean, that's the picture of the business.
Okay,
now,
I think that, just again, because I like your disclosure, and I think you have been, one of the reasons why this stock is great, frankly, is because you have been so forthcoming. You talked about, and it was a little confusing from what the questions were, because they tended to take control of the thing. You had mentioned that there could be some problems, maybe the economy with solid fuels, maybe regulatory with solid fuels. If our viewers didn't know anything about this, are you just speaking about some short-term issues in the United States because our economy's not that strong?
Let me repeat what I said, because perhaps this got confused in the Q&A.
Right.
Our view is, and continues to be, that there is no baseload solution in the world, and specifically in North America, without a continuing role of solid fuel.
Right.
We've said that before, and we continue to say that.
Right.
Now, there will always be a level of financial concern over developed projects, and quite frankly, there's environmental resistance to any fossil fuel project, regardless of the fuel source. However, my view is this is a temporary situation because of the psychology of the markets in general in North America, because of the financial services meltdown that we've seen over the last 3 quarters. We believe that this is simply a moderation, not a sea change or a cycle in the market. I tried to say that clearly on the call.
Okay, well, let me analogize, because I think for just a couple of terms there, solid fuels is coal. People worried about coal and greening of greenhouse emissions. You have been, I think, unfairly tarred in the way that Schlumberger was, the way that Halliburton was. They would say, look, the whole world's great except for U.S. drilling. And it took a year to get the analysts to recognize that that was just the companies being very forthcoming and not saying the world's coming to an end because of North America. Can you give me a sense, if we were to resolve some of these issues and for financing for coal, whether you would have just been able to say, you know what, 2009 is going to be every bit as good as 2008 and not better?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we still haven't conceded that we're going to build backlog in that business in 2008, and that we're going to see growth in 2009. All we're simply saying is one segment of that market has shown some recent delays in the last 60 to 90 days.
Okay, Ray Milkovich, thank you for clearing it up. I know I feel much better. I think our viewers should feel much better. You're a straight-talking guy. I appreciate you coming on to Mad Money.
Thanks for having me, Jim.
Okay, he's the chairman and CEO of Foster Wheeler. He has never steered us wrong. I feel better. I must admit, the analysts were acting as if thing was just going to fall apart. It isn't. Did I freak out? Nothing ever wrong with taking a little profit. Bulls make money, bears make money, hogs get slaughtered. But I'm feeling pretty darn good after that about Foster Wheeler. Mad Money, be right back.